Yo, 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 420 kids live direct in effect. Oklahoma City bound. The D-Town is going down. Knowledge is key. Dirty Mac and what's happening?
Yeah,
Yes,
what's cracking?
sir.
Straight relaxing.
What's the is
Saturday
not
night.
needs. Saturday night live. Today's
Hey
episode.
man, how your week been, bro?
What's that? You say
How
what?
your week been?
Ah, man, it's been all right, man. You know, same. Every day it's the same mission. You hear me? Every day is the same mission. What about yours, man?
Real talk, man. It's been a long week. I broke my foot this week. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot take place. Now we on the weekend. By the time you get beat all week from work, you know, you get to the weekend where you weaken, so you need rest for them 2 days for you get back ready to do it again for the next week. I mean, I think that's how it works for a lot of people.
That it, man.
Think about it.
New work week. Sunday is the beginning of the week. Not the work week. Monday, though. Hey, man, I can dig it. Today's episode, we got the prostitution sting in Frisco, Texas. 46 arrested in a period of 2 days. Sex trafficking is real and in the field. It is going down in the town. A lot of women be jogging. You hear me? They got 2 earpieces on. Can't hear nothing. You hear me? It's craziness going on right now. It was some dude on TV. It's just the girl, that type of situation. He just got out the car and tried to snatch her. I'm like, dang, man, it's going on. It's going down like that. It's people walking dead. It's like The Walking Dead. Hey, you watch The Walking Dead? Hell no, I don't watch that, man. It's people walking dead right now.
So you don't watch The Walking Dead?
Man, people, this is The Walking Dead. People, life is the story of The Walking Dead, man. Everybody zombied out. You hear me? Walking like the mummies. You hear me? Let's go into this quick video article. What today's episode is about.
A teacher, a coach, a youth pastor, and the director of a hospital system. They were all caught in that major crackdown. JD Miles right outside of one of the Frisco hotels that was used in this undercover operation.
46 men arrested in only 2 days. It's the biggest roundup from a prostitution sting operation in recent memory and shows it's a crime that's not just happening in urban areas. It's well known that prostitutes walk the streets nightly in a rundown part of northwest Dallas. But earlier this month, federal authorities showed that sex trafficking is happening in the shadows of South Lake's Town Square and Frisco's Stonebriar Mall.
The number of people that we encountered over 2 days was significant.
John Perez with Homeland Security Investigations oversaw an operation involving undercover officers placing ads that blended in with countless others found online.
There's thousands and thousands of ads posted every single day in the Metroplex.
Men who responded to the undercover ads looking to pay for sex arrived at the hotels in Frisco and South Lake only to find police waiting for them.
So we had a high school teacher who was also a football coach. We had a youth pastor, a volunteer firefighter, a director of operations at one of the large medical systems here in the Metroplex. We also had a semi-pro hockey player that was out of the Allen team as well.
Yeah, I'm very happy to see those soliciting being prosecuted because without the demand, there is no supply.
Chelsea Robertson is with Poetic, a Dallas-based organization that helps women and girls who are victims of sex trafficking. She welcomes the enforcement and glad to see authorities focusing on the solicitors instead of those who are often forced to sell their body.
Man, I gotta say something. I gotta say something about this. Got to say something about this. This is the perfect example of problem, reaction, solution. We just spoke on this the other day. By the way, that video got it got struck down, copyrights, whatever it was called, but we didn't even show any videos. We was talking about the over-sexualization of the society, basically. So when we speak on over-sexualization of society, and you look at what happened here, was a bunch of horny people looking through magazines, trying to contact people, thinking they was finna get their rocks off for the night. what they got was fake profiles from undercovers, you know what I'm saying, to sting and hit them. And then they said if there's no demand, there's no supply. So people are being criminalized for their sexual perversions when these perversions are being promoted to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you have this so many ways? So you look down at this type thing and you say, hey, man, I know a lot of people out there to get caught up like this. And then they using this as the reasoning is that there's prostitutes in the world. And instead of going at the prostitutes, we're going at the people who's creating the demand for prostitution. Hey, man, like, hey, if you know, if y'all can't see where it's going, you know, you've been taught it. Hey, Dirty, I don't know, man. What you got to say on it, brother?
Hey, man, I appreciate that insight. The over sexualization, like they said, if it ain't no supply, it ain't no demand. Speaking that this is the oldest profession in the world, you know what I mean? There's some situations where they forcing them to do it, and there's some situations where they're doing it on their own. The ones, I think it's mostly them doing it on their own more than it's being forced. Now, the sex trafficking, like I said, they snatching people jogging. You know, one in spandex just for the compression while you doing any type of movement is good for athletics. So I get the spandex, you know what I mean, for compression. You might be doing some, but jogging is pretty moderate. More so the women be on some, you know, the sex, you know, man, it's some creeps out there. It's the creep show. What's that? They say the freaks come out. The creeps come out at night. The creeps come out. The creeps come out. You hear me?
Yeah.
I say the creeps come out. Hey, man,
Yeah.
for real, it's some creepy stuff going on. Let me tell you. Like I say, that's why I don't watch the. Hey, man, this dudes in your inbox trying to buck you in the fast, man. You hear me? Hey, brother. I'm not. Hey, man, do your thing. Do you? You hear me? But I'm not taking that train right there. It's another train. You gotta block some people, man.
Tell the truth. Now, come up, sing on the show or something. You know, I look at it. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I look at that. At that type of thing like that, bro. It's, people have to speak out, man. They have to speak out. Talk about what they've been through. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes cats might have to get the notepad out. You know what I'm saying? Take notes. Help heal and build from different type ways, man. Hey, you know, it's people going out there through it, but if you're not willing to face your problems, I can't help you face your problems. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? In this day and in this age, this is like some real stuff, man. If people don't want to fix their problems, hey, the people who really attempting to genuinely fix their problems, who ready to put all their stuff out there, they can't fix your problems. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, you end up arguing a person that will, like you said, we dealing with zombies out here. They just don't know these zombies yet. Like, they ain't quite figured it out. Shit, we got ancestors we probably need to be, you know what I'm saying, talking to before talking to the average man. But yeah, man, this Frisco ring, 46 people in 2 days in South Lake and in Frisco. Well, these are prominent
areas.
Yes,
prominent areas. This ain't no.
They say they got semi-pro hockey players, elementary teachers, coaches,
high-ranking officials.
Hey, man, I'm telling you.
So, man,
because they putting fake profiles out there. You know,
that's why you didn't see no faces. You hear me?
Hey,
that's why you didn't see no faces on there. You hear me? Because if it was some poor people, their faces would have been all over the news.
They would have been out there.
People.
They would have had a camera chasing them down the street. Yeah.
Mug shots, turn around. You hear me? Hey, all that. Yeah. So, man, I'm like, damn, Frisco. I remember they were doing that. What was that? Harry Hans in detail. I was like, okay, Harry Hans now. No, they say ain't no money out there. They going to where the money at. You hear me? That's cold. And like I said, it's and they don't want you talking about it because you're gonna uncover the actual community that's actually doing this. You know what I mean? So they don't want you talking about that shit. But like we was previously talking about the over sexualization of women and they sissifying the men. You hear me? They making it to where if you some type of womanizer, or you know what I mean, or you sleeping with a lot of women, the women can say anything. They just said 46 men was arrested. I didn't think they got there was a sting operation. They didn't lock up none of the prostitutes. So that's how they justifying everything the women do. You know what I mean? They can say anything. They can say, "Oh, you the quarterback for the Houston Texans." Oh, he raped me when he's an eligible bachelor. He has millions of dollars. That means lots and lots and lots of women. You hear me? They got to swat women away like fries, quarter pieces. Women that don't even come out the house. You know what I mean? They chasing $1 million. Hey, they knowing hey man, it's ill. So I'm like, man.
I think you got people out there who people won't say their name, like the Peter Norgards, the people out there who was billionaires for real, and they really jumping out from behind the curtains. You know, out of nowhere, they really snatching down draws, and then they like, yeah, I did. Then you go to the police, and the police, they can't do nothing about it because where you from, he run, you know, pretty much out of that. So they like, hey, just leave it alone, you know, leave it alone. And them type of situations created an environment where people would generally say that millionaires are doing these same type of exact thing.
For real. Like they talking about all these people that's on, you hear me, on that list from Epstein's Island. You hear me?
Yeah.
That's why they had to kill Jeffrey Epstein. They killed him. Hey man, I'll tell on every. You hear me? I'll tell everybody who was at the island. You hear me?
Yeah.
Hillary got the erasing them emails. You hear me? All this. Hey man, these people doing horrendous shit. You hear me? Pointing the finger right now. Who's the face of killing in America? You know, in the face of what, you know, it's anything goes. So you can't trust these people. I said, man. So just back with the overly sexualization and prostitution stings. I think Oprah Winfrey did a show in Oklahoma about prostitution. She basically got some stuff changed too.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, man.
For real.
If you forcing the woman to do it, you know, then because you can't stop them from doing it. A lot it's the prostitution mentality off the flock. Everything on the house, you got to pay. You know what I mean? Some men is playing that game with the women. You know what I mean? But man.
I mean, it goes into a lot. Like the majority of children from the ages 5 on up, the majority of them, a lot of them, have cell phones already. So say your child learns how to spell real good at the age 5. You know, they know how to spell the word ass. They go type it in Google. What comes up? You know, so now you're dealing with developing mind, dealing with a whole bunch of perversion from a young age to developing into, you know what I'm saying? So you see where this leads to. And then they make it a crime to have these type feelings. When you having these type feelings and your hormones finna blow up, you looking for a way to release. Them boys gonna get tired of going in the hand or going somewhere. They gonna feel like they have to pay or something. But the police is on the other end sitting and waiting for you to try to give money for that. And now a natural action is gonna they turning you into a criminal when it's a natural action, but you are being, you know, you overly perverse. Put some time in learning how to, if you want to create that energy, put some time in learning how to, you know, it's not hard. It's not hard to get to. It's not hard to get to, but you can't criminalize a sexual action. And like you say, I 1000% agree with a female jogging and you jump out and you try to snatch her. Oh yeah, you need to be the end of you. Like, yeah, you're a freak. You know what I'm saying? You're a pervert.
Yeah.
But something where they actually setting up stings saying these people, but then some people you will show their face. Yeah, that's another good point. Some people you will show their face, but for some reason, we didn't see no faces of none of these people.
Serving,
Like, you know,
yeah, real shit. They serving, they advertising. You hear me?
yeah,
We're gonna
yeah.
set up a fake website where we're gonna see who, man, come on.
They advertise.
That's
That's entrapment.
entrapment.
That's
Entrapment.
entrapment up top. That's definitely entrapment.
You creating a
Definitely
crime,
entrapment.
you hear me? You creating a situation where there wasn't
Yeah,
a situation. If you catch somebody in the act, that's a totally
yeah.
different thing. You hear me? Hey, what are you
But
doing? Everybody, you know.
can you
But you gotta
penalize?
hold them, you gotta hold the women accountable too, though. But there's no accountability right
I'm
there.
I'm a proponent to the law. I say, you know, I say it makes sense to run for politics. Then if this is the case, because
Yeah.
I say consensually. Only when you start mixing and making up diseases and putting them in the atmosphere, only because of that kind of stuff, where I say you'll be able to legalize or illegalize two people consenting to anything. Like if these two people are consent, regardless if he say, "I'm gonna give you $100," whatever it is, that's say you can't look at horses or dogs and say, "What the fuck you didn't pay first, you know, or you
Yeah.
didn't get married first. You didn't say will you go with me first." So this prostitution, like, man, this is, you know, unless it's child molestation, something else or this or that, I really don't know how these things could be a topic. I think it's some things that I guess the lawmakers or whoever, you know, make the situation okay or make it not okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, I guess that's what we would talk about this. But 46 people in 2 days, that's a lot of people. Now, if they call them the full sting, I think we should see you know,
The
the what's behind
faces.
it. Yeah, for real.
If it was a drug sting, they'll show the faces.
You're
If you
gonna
kill
be all other
somebody, they're gonna show the
faces
face.
out there.
If you
Yeah,
rape somebody, you're gonna show where's the faces at.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? So these are that's what they're not talking about, the high level involvement that's going on to it. You hear me? If this was some ordinary Joe off the street, he'd be all over Channel 6 News. We just seen the whole news article. Where is the faces?
yeah.
So hey man, that's their discretion is key. That's where they be, man. These people, man. Jesus Christ, man. Creeps.
We seen Kanye West get more press over this, over
Oh
you
yeah.
know, little
Hey, I'm
stupid
Jew.
statements.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah,
Jew.
yeah.
Can black people be Jewish?
Not no
Everybody's stealing our stuff.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody's stealing our shit. Look at the Arabs. They mad at Kevin Hart. He's talking about it. Man, it's been proven that all the pharaohs is black, man. Y'all, just because you come and steal some the Middle West, the Middle East. Man, come on, y'all start making up shit. It's crazy. It's like they stole rap music. You hear me? Who stole rap music?
The media controls, like it's good, you know. We up through what they call restream. You know, we don't have our own network and anything. So whatever streaming platforms that we stream to, we could bring other people to that platform, but eventually you do realize you don't control none of these platforms. Like you never will be able to. Matter of fact, they buying out the cable companies now, and the streaming platforms are streaming football games. They streaming HBO, Showtime, all that. Do you think really people to get on here and do things for free are going to be able to compete with major networks that are actually paying these people to broadcast? Now that streaming has become big like that, the major networks, it moves everything else out of the way. So if you see a lot of the people that used to be popular, certain things happen where they got ways to move them out of monetization, or either say you said something wrong and move you out the way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because this thing right here, like that's a lot of people, but we have to be cautious on how we talk about these things, what exactly we say in reference to a prostitution ring, you know, a sting in Frisco, and you know, in South Lake, 46 people in 2 days. I mean, that would either be some big pimping or a whole lot of things going on. And basically, what I heard was basically, you know, damn near, I say you could probably damn near call that entrapment for real. Like you putting them kind of, like I say, you're dealing with natural hormones. They didn't say nobody, jumped out in the bush, jumped out in no bush and tried to
yeah. That's a
you know what I'm
total
saying,
different story.
sleeping a sleeping child on their nose.
Mhm.
That's totally different. But
Back to what you
yeah,
were saying about them moderating the speech or controlling the speech. We have freedom of speech in America, but speech is not free. It's this thing called cancel culture. Look at Kanye West. He said he Jewish. All of a sudden, he $1.5 billion later in the hole. Talk about some freedom of speech. You think you can say anything? Hey man, that tongue, your tongue and your gut, you have to control. These are vicious beasts. You hear me? You can't say anything you want, and you can't feed your tummy every time that motherfucker is hungry. You hear me? That motherfucker always growling. I'm hungry, man. Shut your motherfucking ass up. You gotta punch that, but you hear me? So yeah, man. The freedom of speech thing, that's a dream. They said it like land of the free. Land of the free what? Free thought. The thought is not even free anymore. We seeing so many algorithms that subconsciously programming our mental that we're not even aware that's programming us. You know what I mean? So like how we'll see people and like you say Pornhub, oh this is bad, but the same people talking about this is bad. They got websites where you can go, like you said, type in ass and see whatever you can type in a threesome. You can type in whatever you want to see.
Yeah.
The same people telling you this is bad, this is against the law, is creating these platforms.
Yeah, they create an environment.
Same thing with the entrapment. Hey, yeah, I'm right about it. They're creating the narrative. They're running the show. So we got to start giving the credit to where the credit's due. I don't even blame the players. It's the systems. To me, it's the system. This has been created. This thought has been created. So like we always say, it's a mentality. It definitely is a mentality.
Yeah, because it could be changed if it wanted to be changed. It's not like we don't know. People's intelligence in the inside of them is way more advanced than a computer. I mean, if you look at simple things like what it takes for what type of technology could keep your blood pressure running at a certain pressure level, at a certain temperature, what type of intelligence could make all these toxins you breathe in turn that into oxygen, and then you breathe out carbon dioxide that connects with the trees and allow the trees to grow. What type of intelligence has to actually activate human beings? We don't even get into that part. It's way too deep. You're gonna crash somebody's hard drive talking about human beings' intelligence. You're gonna crash their hard drive when it's simple. If you look at it like these computers out there, we are the builders, or something is the builders of those computers. We online streaming. Somebody has invented the technology to make things that we should already have in our pocket, but them to make it reality. So we got to look at it like, man, we're capable of doing things without somebody having to come to our house and take care of our affairs. Well, yeah, we just got to get more intelligent. We got to get more. We got to do better.
People often see we're under this illusion that America is advancing, or the people is advancing because the technology is advancing at rapid speeds. You hear me? This just is an example that I use with myself. When I was 15, I had every number in my head memorized. You hear me? All my partners, I could pick up the phone. Hey, Knowledge, what's up, Knowledge? Hey, Ice One, what's up? You hear me? Hey, Raymond, what's up? Hey, Mama. Hey, Daddy. Hey, Auntie. Hey. Now, with the cell phones,
nobody.
Only number I know is my little brother's. That's because I've been down in prison, and he been having it. Boom. Hey. And my pops, because his number been the same my whole life.
Yeah. So he been consistent.
Whole life, man. Your consistency. You hear me?
Yeah.
So the men don't, because of the indoctrination, they don't get the just due But it's some good players out here. But this prostitution thing going on, it's like because the women are the victims but it's a lot of women that's using their juice to get what they want to do anyways. They for dangling you hear me? Oh, they got OnlyFans, they got the all these Facebook, they spending all this value. The women are selling sex. Just look at like the Islamic culture. No, this is just some real shit. I like to see it though. Push-up bras and fat booties and that skin tight, you hear me? You know, like the little dog, you know, men like to see that. And they know they can control men with sex, you know. The sirens, the Kim Kardashians, the Marilyn Monroes, you hear me? The Lori Harveys, you hear me? I still don't know what Lori Harvey do besides she fond of the motherfucker, you hear me? What do you do? You hear me? I'm just fond of the motherfucker, you hear me?
Yeah,
Oh, she's a model. Oh, okay, damn. What do you do? Kim, what do you do? Hey, man. I need to call her mom. You hear me? You doing sex contracts and you finna be on some bees this amount of years later. Hey, where do you sign up? You hear me? She need to have a what you call them agents. Man, she's a hell of an agent, man. People don't give her marketing credibility, man.
Who you talking about?
Niggas. Kim Kardashian mama. You know, she used the niggas to juice her shit since OJ, Marcus Allen. You hear me? All that they go shit. It's a game.
You can't take nothing from her talking about using no niggas though, bro. She slutted out her own daughters, bro. Like
with the niggas though.
Yeah, but still, still.
But she knows she a woman. She like some shit y'all gonna do anyways. You might as well get paid off of it. I don't know for real.
I don't know no mamas who think like that though.
They don't got the game. I bet you it's some mamas telling their daughters, get you a man with some money. Get you a man with some money.
But they not showing it to them. They not showing it to them. They not showing it to them. That they turning around and just making bad decisions. She wasn't making no bad. She like, okay, if y'all gonna do this anyways, I'm gonna put it right here and I'm gonna record it. And she said, I'm gonna record it. Like, nah.
$1 billion later, though.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, you hear me? You can say the marketing strategy is absurd, but heck, goddamn, you hear me?
Yeah.
Damn. Because they contribute this to her whole career, you know, to say, which I like, goddamn, man, we can't. I mean, she did that, but on the top of this, she is a bad bitch. You hear me? Everybody want her. Everybody want her. You hear me? I mean, in the game, accordingly, allegedly, she the most requested. She the most requested. When they go get that surgery, they say, hey, make me look like Kim. You see Chloe trying to look like Kim. You hear me?
It's true.
So shit, I don't know. But like I said, that's the power of sex, them selling sex, you know what I mean? Because I don't know. But the prostitution thing, like I say, the people that's forcing the women to, hey man, it's a non-contact sport, you know what I mean? It's words and adverbs. If you can't make her drop the draws, you can't take it, man. That's rape culture. You can't make her, hey man.
What if you can't make her drop the draws and then you try to bribe her, you throw her some money? Is that okay or is that against the rules? That's what I need to know.
Now we're going back to like the Harvey Weinstein shit. You hear me?
Yeah.
Now let's say I'm Harvey Weinstein and I got an interviewer. You hear me? She walked through the door. I'm a Hollywood producer.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Now they saying I think he was doing what they saying he doing, but at the same time they could have said no. You know what I mean? They could have said no. It's one where he rubbing on her. They talking about he rubbing on her thigh. She talking about too high.
But he said, what if they saying no? And he like, bitch, I'm Harvey Weinstein. I can ruin your career. I can ruin you forever. And he pull them bridges. He go to work.
If you think he got that power, I don't know, man. He messed up, man. He's messed up because the shit he doing. You know, I think, man, I don't know why you have to do it, but if they made whatever type of deal they made that was consensual, you hear me? If it's consensual,
yeah.
if she agreed to the terms, you know what I mean?
If she agreed,
that's your. Now, if you took it, if you just like the sex trafficking shit, you hear me? You run out jumping out the car, jumping out the trees, and jumping on her, you know, because they be like, "Oh, this is a terrible industry." That women is. You see who? Look at the gypsy chick, Maxwell. What's her name? Gypsy Maxwell. You hear me? I call her a gypsy. I call her gypsy.
Yeah,
because they hypnotizing, you know, people taking them to an island and shit. So, and then who the face of pedophilia? R. Kelly.
That's crazy. And that whole thing was swept under the rug. Swept. We don't even want to talk about that kind of stuff because it get made, man. You know, your channel start glitching, your views go away. Like, hey, it's like they make it. It is generally made. Like, yeah, certain energies they definitely don't want to put out there. I say, man, you can say you're a rapper. You can say you're gonna kill people, threat, shoot, rape. You can do whatever, as long as they look like you. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you say anything, you can talk about killing an insect. An insect, shit, you finna get dropped from your record deal, all kind of stuff. That's it. So, you know, it's definitely an algorithm where when you stepping up and being what you meant to be here, like if you start saying God about each other, Amin Ra, Hebrew to Negro, anything. I say all the conscious people on YouTube, definitely, they gone. I can't think of none. The Bobby Hemmings, Malachi Yorks, Cornell West, Umar Johnson hanging around a little bit, Young Pharaoh gone, Brother Polite, Rashad Jamal gone, bro.
And I can see why a person with that psychological thought process could hate the stuff that's being promoted, you know. But if we got to know who promoting the Jason, the Michael Myers, you hear me? All this demonic stuff that they get a pass in the media. I was watching something. I went to see House Party the other day. They had a scary movie on, bro. That shit scared the dog shit out of me. I'm like, man, why do you make stuff like this, bro? You hear me? I like that. I can't, bro, for real. My stomach is weak. Senseless killing. I can watch somebody, you know, some real life stuff happen, but they go to the X Games with it. You hear me? I'm like, oh, I love scary movies. And they wonder the women wonder why they scared at night. They watching unsolved mysteries every night before you go to sleep. You hear me? That's why you scared at night. Look at you watching. It's dark in here, and you watching some Jason, a scary movie. Of course, you're gonna be scared. Turn that shit off. But that's a part of the culture, man. American culture. We get the blame for it as it's hip hop culture. I always say this is not hip hop culture. This is American culture. Guns, violence, murder, sex, drugs. Just look at you see what they prostitution sting. You hear me? Frisco. You hear me? Yeah. So man, that's my little piece on there, bro. We gotta do better, but the women, they mostly keeping it going more than the men. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They keeping it going more than the men because they're selling the sex, in my opinion. Because it ain't, you know, it is some horrifying people doing crazy, but I'm telling you. But they know how they can finagle. Look, like I say, look at Kim Kardashian, Lori Harvey, the sirens. So in closing, man, I don't know what to say about that shit, but man, there's 46 people arrested in 2 days. So I mean, it's a lot of people out there doing it. You hear me? Man. In closing.
Yeah, my closing statement is this right here. Yeah, man. I always speak on this all the time. I do not have a whole day belief in the white or black system. Uh, the
You don't
Indian,
subscribe to the titles. Yeah.
yeah, I definitely don't subscribe to the labels. Because you could label something Del Monte, and somebody else may label it Hunts, but it's still ketchup. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's still ketchup, however you look at it. So, there's definitely a difference in how things are being portrayed and always have been portrayed in the media. Now we know that there's definitely a I don't even want to say a plan. It's obvious, it's in your face, but at some point, human beings are going to have to band together at some point to take back control of the land that they are gifted. You know what I'm saying? The land that they live on. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we got to realize it's a full 360 circle. The animals have a right to live. Human beings have a right to live. Everything, like, we got to learn to make this planet be Pantasia again, where everything is moving in a certain cycle for survival. You know, so there's definitely a thing that makes it look like there's white fragility and white people get a pass, and we have to have an understanding because of these labels. We drop these labels, we drop our lies, we drop our blindfolders, we drop all that. Now we can speak truth because it's not labeled no certain way. It's just the truth. You know, it's just real. But if we want to continue the labels, then you'll be able to put certain things in a box, and then you're gonna keep seeing that history over time continue to break those boxes that you're trying to put stuff in. Like, history is you can't put the truth in a box. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the time it's past our recognition or past our overstanding. That's why we got to leave footprints in the present. We can't continue to keep dwelling on the past, believing the labels, because it only creates separation, you know, all the above. So, yeah, my closing statement on this is these people being arrested, there are pictures out there now, but you do have to dig pretty deep to find them. You know, there was high school coaches. There is pictures we can put out there now for sure. You know, y'all want those pictures up. Matter of fact, go to my Instagram. I'm gonna load some of them others up in just a minute, you know, and hope Instagram don't take me down just for saying, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, shout out to the people, you know, the person who sent the info on tonight's show too, you know, as well. Dirty Mac, bro, you got some fans in this world, my brother.
I ain't tell you, man. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all pulling up and y'all messing with us. One love.